Okay, so we're diving into the world of dishwashers and ovens,
Mhm.
all those high-tech fridges everyone's talking about. We're going there. We've got these RoleCatcher guides all about becoming what is it? A domestic appliances specialized seller. At first, I got to admit, I was like, really? Is this a thing? But, after looking through these guides, it's actually pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's way more than just knowing the difference between like a gas stove and one of those fancy induction cooktops,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's about becoming this like trusted advisor, someone who can help people build their dream kitchen, appliance by appliance.
That's like being a tech person, but for kitchens. And speaking of tech, this roll catcher guide really emphasizes the need to stay updated. Not just like knowing the newest models, but really understanding the tech behind them.
Oh yeah, imagine someone walks in totally confused by a fridge that tells them they're out of milk, or an oven they can preheat with their voice.
Oh, man.
That's where you come in, right? Explaining how all these appliances fit into their smart home setup.
It's like you're selling them the future, not just an appliance.
Exactly.
And speaking of the future, these roll catcher guides also mentioned sustainable appliances, which is pretty cool.
Absolutely. You've got your solar ovens, water-saving dishwashers, refrigerators that help reduce food waste. It's not just marketing jargon anymore. People actually care about this stuff.
So you need to be ready to explain all those eco-friendly features too.
Yeah.
But let's be real, it can't all be smooth sailing, right? What about the tough parts of the job?
Well, the guide's pretty honest about that. Be ready to be on your feet a lot, maybe even doing some heavy lifting, and then there's always that pressure to meet sales targets.
Yeah, numbers matter, but I guess that's where the specialized part comes in. You're not just selling anything, you're selling something you actually, care about.
Yeah.
That's got to make a difference.
For sure, that passion is contagious. When you really believe in the products, it shows. And that enthusiasm, that's how you connect with customers, build that trust, and close the deal.
Okay, so we've talked about what you need to know, like the trends, the tech. We even touched on the heavy lifting, literally. But what does a normal day actually look like for a domestic appliances specialized seller? Is it just like polishing toasters and hoping someone buys that top-of-the-line oven?
Well, I'm sure some days feel that way.
I bet.
But this roll catcher guide really stresses that every day is different. You've got different customers, all with their own needs. One day it's a couple, just got their first place looking for, energy efficient stuff. The next, it's someone with a big house, wants the latest smart refrigerator.
So you're part salesperson, part consultant, part tech support.
Exactly. One minute you're explaining how to hook up a smart oven to their Wi-Fi. The next you're calming down someone whose new dishwasher is making weird noises.
Speaking of calming people down, this roll catcher guide doesn't sugarcoat dealing with complaints. I can only imagine how frustrating a broken appliance would be, especially if it ruins a big family dinner or something.
For sure, but that's where you come in. You turn that frustration into a good experience. It's about really listening, understanding their problem, and finding a solution. Maybe you can troubleshoot over the phone or set up a repair. Sometimes people just want to be heard.
So you need to know the technical stuff, but also be good with people.
Absolutely.
It's like that for a lot of jobs now, though, isn't it?
Yeah, those people skills, they're becoming more and more important. Even, or maybe especially, in a world that's so focused on tech. Think about it, when you've got a tech problem, don't you want to talk to someone who's patient, who gets it, who actually wants to help?
100%. Okay, so we've talked about dealing with customers, but what about the stuff that happens behind the scenes in this job? So we've covered a lot, what it takes to be a domestic appliances specialized seller. You got to know the tech, you got to handle those customer triumphs and the meltdowns. But let's say someone's really into this whole thing. What's the best advice you can give them? How do they stand out in this market?
Well, this roll catcher guide, it really pushes building a solid foundation. And it's not just about knowing the difference between, a condenser and a compressor. It's about really immersing yourself in the appliance world.
Okay, so appliance immersion. Where do you even start with that?
Think of it like becoming an expert in appliances, right? Visit those showrooms, not just the big brands, but the ones specializing in, energy efficiency, smart home stuff. Talk to the salespeople, ask tons of questions. Go to those product demos.
Like field research,
Yeah,
but for dishwashers.
exactly. And hey, maybe you'll snag some free cookies while you're at it. But seriously, the more you learn, the more confident you'll be. And that confidence, that's what customers pick up on.
It's about being the appliance guru.
Mm-hmm.
The one who not only makes the sale, but explains why that specific blender is perfect for their smoothie obsession.
But what about people who don't have experience in sales? Is this a career you need like years of retail for? Not at all. Remember those transferable skills we talked about? This RoleCatcher guide, it highlights how important those are. Have you ever worked in customer service, hospitality, teaching even?
So if you can explain algebra to a teenager, you can sell a smart oven.
Right. It's all about showing how you've used those skills. Communication, problem solving, just being good with people. Have you ever had to, like, calm someone down in a tough situation
Mm.
or explain something complicated in a way that's easy to understand or just, listen to someone who needed it?
Those are super valuable skills no matter what job you're in, especially one that's changing as fast as this one.
Exactly. And speaking of change, this RoleCatcher guide really stresses how important it is to embrace tech, not just in the appliances themselves, but in how you sell them too.
So time to brush up on those online sales platforms and social media strategies. It's not just about brick and mortar stores anymore, huh?
Poop. The future of retail. It's digital. Imagine showing off a new fridge with a live video or creating cool social media posts about those eco-friendly appliances.
Meeting customers where they are, online, in person, and speaking their language, in every way.
This whole deep dive, it's shown us a career path that's, yeah, it's demanding, but it can be really rewarding too. You need knowledge, you need to handle the pressure, and you got to be passionate about helping people navigate the world of appliances, which, let's face it, can be a lot sometimes.
It definitely can. I mean, who hasn't stood in the appliance aisle, completely overwhelmed by all the choices? But like we learned, being a domestic appliances specialized seller, it's more than just knowing the difference between, a front-load washer and a top-load washer. It's about being a guide, a tech enthusiast, someone who can translate all that appliance jargon into something understandable.
Yeah, and who knows, maybe you'll even inspire someone to create their dream kitchen, a kitchen that's not only stylish and functional, but good for the planet and on the cutting edge of technology.
And on that note, we wrap up our deep dive into becoming a domestic appliances specialized seller. Hopefully, we've sparked your curiosity, given you some things to think about, and maybe even inspired you to explore this career path that's constantly evolving, just like the appliances themselves. Until next time, happy appliance hunting, everyone.